Hello, hi, this is Cairo live from Ice Chat with a special series with Nanyang Angelz. Dare to imagine we have special someone today from Hong Kong. See you in 4 minutes.
I'm here with Oleg Konovalov, #1 influential coach in the world in the area of social media.
And why leaders need to be visionary in the post-pandemic situation like now?
The greatness of your success is much depends on the greatness of your vision. Pandemic didn't make a difference. It's revealed a difference between true leaders and managers. And we are really good at finding problems. And if we're looking for problems, we'll find them. Visionary leadership it goes beyond immediacy. It's about finding solutions, which is very, very different. So visionary CEO, it's a gem. It's a gem for people, for himself. COVID helped us to realize this, that we can't use old tools and practices to create the future. No one could build something on empty promises.
Hi, this is Cairo once again. Welcome to Dare to Imagine series with Ice Chat together with Nanyang Angelz. Today we have a special guest with me, Hugo Leung from DECOPLUS Hong Kong, and join me as a co-host, Mr. Ivan Yong from Nanyang Angelz, Angel Investor. Hello everyone, Ivan and Hugo.
Hello.
Hi, Carol. Yeah.
Hi, good to see you. Hi, welcome aboard, Hugo. Good to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me as well. Yeah, thank you.
How are you, Ivan? How are you, Ivan?
Good. Never better.
Right. Yeah, for the audience out there, Ivan and Hugo are both from Hong Kong. They actually like neighbors, over there. They live. I just found out they live not too far from each other. And Ivan, I could see from your back the Dino Sea Cat, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What's Dino Sea Cat, Ivan? Can you share with us a little bit?
Well, Dano CK is actually one of our social startup where we give a English reading program for underprivileged kids in Hong Kong. More than Hong Kong now, we are in 9 countries, 300 plus kids. And it's an
Right.
online reading program, but then we decided to create an offline game with a character called Dino Seacat. So this guy is called Dino Seacat. So we created a card game where the kids can play among each other. So we want them to learn English through play, social play. We have
Right.
4 boxes of data of the cards ready, but because of the coronavirus, we kind of shelved the plan for the moment. But
Okay.
I always advise startups to sell their startups, to sell their idea, to sell their program. So I'm doing it. So it is one way of selling what you want to do. Yeah.
Great. Thanks so much. Yeah, we got Sam online. He just say hello to both of you. Sam Lee. Yeah, I think you both know Sam Lee. Sam, thanks for joining us, Sam. This show will not happen without you. Coordinating is for us as well. Right. So Hugo, thanks so much coming on board. Hugo
Yes.
actually is the founder CEO of DECOPLUS. Hugo, tell us a bit more about yourself and DECOPLUS. What do you do?
Well, my name is Hugo. Actually, I graduated in the UK studying law back to 2016, and then I did 1 year in law firm, specializing in liquidation, which is not very good to an entrepreneur actually. But after that, I started my own business actually, mainly specializing in finishing system. Right. Firstly, I was engaging in furniture because I was thinking, wouldn't it be fascinating of changing the finishing, like the coating, the clothes of a furniture by a consumer actually. So it was a B2C business model. I did pitch Ivan and Sam before, and that I actually met them in the Hong Kong Entrepreneurial Day, in a meeting, right? So yeah, it was a B2C model. Then I turned out after a year, it didn't really explode out of the I didn't really find it very good business model. Then I tried to pivot to a B2B model to a non-furniture product, because I was wondering, furniture probably has its own value that I probably not gonna reach it to a better level because of all the manufacturing difficulties. So I turned to the flat products. Now I'm supplying wall cladding with the flat pack and flat product, with also my finishing system and solutions. So now I'm a architectural door and wall cladding supplier in Hong Kong, with all the fascinating finishing system to apply and tailor to their taste. Yeah.
Right. Hugo, I just want to ask you, when you, I think there are many of us here in Malaysia still wondering, when you say finishing system solution, what does it mean actually? What do you do actually?
Well, actually, before I went to the 1 year law firm, I actually had an opportunity to visit one of the well-known coating manufacturer in the UK, because I was near there. I had an opportunity to visit, and then I find it very fascinating because of as in how they make coating and how it is to be applied to many wood products. So I actually got in touch with them and I learned a lot of technical aspect from this coating manufacturer. So more or less I have been equipped with some level of chemical and coating products and system. Then I was wondering, why don't I apply it to other product with that level of knowledge? And yeah, yeah, that's probably how I started my my first business idea.
Right. So,
Yeah.
for yourself, why did you opted out to become an entrepreneur? I mean, you studied in UK. I think you
Yeah.
did well, and then you went into legal. I mean, you don't look like someone practicing legal to me, even if you if you studied
Yeah.
one, right? But why did you become an entrepreneur? I mean, I think you're very young still. Tell us more.
Oh yeah, well actually w- I wanted to be a lawyer, during my 3 years legal study, but as long as my life went through, I was wondering, I really don't want to stuck in the office doing all the paperwork and addressing legal, procedural, tedious, task, and especially I don't want to build up assets for other people. I want to build up my own assets. That's probably the main reason why I didn't want to, start in a law firm and do so. Plus in the long term, I foresee legal work will, will probably be more or less replaced or replicated in some sense by AI solutions. That's why, in the market, I don't see, especially with time, as a, young entrepreneur, we are happy to take risks. So I was like, why don't I try to start my own business instead of doing legal work,
Wow, okay, that's interesting.
Fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's inspiring. I want to ask Ivan. Ivan, he mentioned just now that he met you and Sam in Hong Kong, right? I mean,
Yeah.
how did it happen, and how did he appear to you, and what do you think of him at the time?
Well, I think it's a Hong Kong Entrepreneur Day. I think Sam and I was invited to be a judge or a mentor for one of the sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think somewhere around that line, I can't remember what was that about. Then Hugo reached out to us, and we try to meet as many as possible. Of course, Hugo pitched to us for investment. The thing is that we didn't invest in his startup,
Yeah.
but we really like him actually. And then
Mm.
I think I remember telling Hugo that you don't need investment, you need sales. You need
Mm.
you need sales more than you need investment, because you're getting investment now. Angel investor comes in, they take a big chunk of your company, but they still need you to go and do sales. So what's the difference of that, right? And you, if you as an entrepreneur is able to sustain yourself, you try to stay off the investment first, because you got to keep all your equity, because you still need to go and do the sales. And then we had a chat. I think we chatted about how you can go into B2B and how you can turn it. You should look at how I gave some ideas, because I used to sell something similar like what Hugo sell in my professional work. I sold ceramic steel. I think I shared even the story how I sold ceramic steel finishing for people to make whiteboards and blackboards, in the whole of Asia, Japan and Korea, and how I talked to all these intermediaries, and I was able to build that business because of talking to B2B. So I convinced him to look into B2B, and then I think one thing that struck us about Hugo is actually he was very passionate about his idea actually. And
Yeah, that's something that I wanted to ask Ivan. I mean, I know you met a lot of people. Now, I
Yeah.
did ask you, did you invest in DECOPLUS? You say no. But why do you want us to feature him? I mean, he must be very special, right?
Yeah, I think one of the important things is like I feel that as angel investors, or even Sam and I look at ourselves as mentors, that because when we were young, we had people mentoring us for nothing in return, and we thought that we can share a little bit with people who are doing the same path as us, because we have knocked our head against the wall a few times more, and people don't need to do that. One thing we really notice about entrepreneurs like Hugo is that when we say passionate, when they're passionate about something, it's just not just the words, but they have already done enough work on the hand to show me that they are passionate with action. So for Hugo, when I probe him a little bit more about the coating, he can give me the technical terms. I probe him a little bit more about, what goes in the ingredient, what can you do with the coating, and what's this coating about, and he can give me the technical terms of things. Then I know he knows what he's talking about. He's just not selling it. He's not a salesy guy. He already put his work into it.
Right,
And,
right. For Hugo, right? I mean, how long ago was this? Like 1 year, 2 years?
For DECOPLUS is almost like 1.5 years.
1.5 years, yeah. So for yourself,
Yeah.
when Ivan said that to you, right, and that conversation with him, how did it change you and DECOPLUS from then onwards?
Well, actually, there's one tipping point. Actually, is motivated by, to be honest with you, by Ivan Leung. Remember in the central Starbucks, we first met, and then I was still a bit, still as a kid who thought the B2C models with my products was the answer, and he told me that, okay, he shared a story, actually, a guy who did the panel fixing or whatever, the repair work, and it was ended up the man at work, and although it was a B2C model, but that guy has to be permanently exist to do the work, and there's no room for automation or geometry expansion, whatever. So that conversation inspired me to at least have an idea to shift from B2C to B2B model for my products.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, for you, Ivan, right? I mean, from the many that you see people applying to Nanyang Angelz or you come in contact with, I mean, what you see them doing differently compared to what Hugo done? I mean, do you see Hugo as someone that is an outlier doing something special, or you think that other entrepreneurs should emulate what he's done?
Well, I think what happened is like Sam and I has accumulated mentees over the years. So I've been mentoring in Chinese youth for about 8 years now. So I have about every year they give me 2 mentees. So I actually have 16 mentees, right? But I probably have 10 that is still in touch with me. And one thing I noticed about after a while, we find that we notice something. Number one is millennials tend to be quite aggressive, and they know what they want to go for it. But what they lack is the action that goes behind what they say. So a few of them, so someone like Hugo and a few of other people, they will have that additional part, which is actually they are willing to put their backs behind the work. That means if I say this, I will go and do it, and they will try their very hard to do it. And this number one that we see in the one that we feel that they are going to have a chance to be successful. Number two is that they don't mind starting small. So I've countless decks that come to us like, oh, this is a $1 billion market. We only want 1% of it, and it's a $100 million market for us. And that doesn't work for us. For us, we want to see people willing to say, I'm going to start small. I'm going to talk to this bunch of customers here, and I see what happens, and I build from there. And then these are the things that we want to be part of their journey as well, so to speak, to see where we can help one hear a bit of that. Then the last bit, of course, they're humble. They're willing to learn and humble, which then give us confidence to open our networks for them. So we try to open our networks. So if I point, say, Hugo to someone that I know, I'm confident that he will not be an arrogant jerk. I'm confident he'll be humble. He's going to learn, and he's going to carry himself well, and he's going to reflect, very well of Sam and I of Nanyang Angelz. So we do that for all our mentees. We open doors for them as well. So action, humble, willing to learn. I think starting small, these are the kind of qualities we look for in startup founders.
Yeah. But that's awesome. As a mentor for Hugo, right, Nanyang, I mean, maybe you want to ask him a few questions, Ivan.
Sure. And Hugo, I thought you can share with the youth in Malaysia or anyone youth that's listening, like, how do you decide when you say that, you have the reason why you do not want to be a lawyer, but what are your thought process to say, okay, great, I'm going to quit this paralegal job that I'm having now and go straight into this entrepreneurship? What kind of thought process that goes behind before you make that decision, actually?
Well, as I mentioned, Firstly, I thought this the industry, the legal industry, in the future may not be as good as back to 10 or 20 years ago. So more or less, it can be or it will be replaced by some sort of AI solution. This is one thing. The other thing is, personally, I think I am more of a creative and and creative person willing to create my own assets and value instead of following the path built up by other person or I need to stick to the rules that or the frameworks of the game. So the element of innovation can be realized or actualized in the entrepreneurial world rather than the legal world, and this is the fundamental difference of being an entrepreneur and being a lawyer, because they are in a sense really contradictory, because being a lawyer you have to stick with rules. Entrepreneur, one of the reasons why a successful entrepreneur is they're willing to go out of boundaries and do not follow the rules, Yeah, I guess this is the reason why the tipping point why I really want to quit, This is not my job.
So when you applied to go into the law degree in Coventry University, was that something that you really want to do, or it was not something that you really want to do in the first place, to be a lawyer actually?
Actually, yeah. Even during my first year of study, I was really ambitious of doing this. But realized, as I went through the study and even to the professional field, I realized there's some discrepancy of my thinking of law in the first place.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So actually, I just got a question similar to so you asked just recently. So they asked should I study for this degree or should I study for that degree? So I told this chap, I said, why don't you go to the online, look at the university course, look at the list of textbook you're supposed to read, go and get one of the textbooks, start reading it, and you tell me if there's something that you want.
Right.
But sometimes even though you're still happy of reading this textbook is fun, but more or less once you go into the practical and professional field, it's not something that you have learned from the textbook.
Okay.
It's probably just 70% or 60% that can be applied.
All right.
So
all right.
it's still down to how you react to the practical environment.
So are you saying that when you're studying, you're constantly asking yourself questions? Why are you doing this? Is that how you come to a decision that you should?
To be honest with you, even during my third year and final year of study, I was still happy of being a law student, but not a lawyer. Studying law is fun, to be honest with you, but being a lawyer is just a different thing. It will go down to how can you handle the procedural tedious work.
All right, on that, I want to build on that, Hugo. Did you complete your study in Coventry?
Yep.
You did, right?
Completed. Yep.
So that's great. So if someone in the studies now, I know there are a number of students are listening now actually from KDU. Thanks to Miss Sumiko for getting his what you call students to listening to this. So do you still advocate or advise those students to complete their studies or drop their studies altogether and be an entrepreneur? Your thoughts, Hugo?
Personally, from my experience, I do think studying at least undergraduate study in whatever work, in whatever, in whatever subjects that you're studying, you want to study, is beneficial to your personal development because of not only the analytical aspect of studying it, or it will broaden your horizon, and it will benefit the way you do. Like for example, one of the very valuable skills that I learned from legal studies, how you do research and do fact findings and do analysis to complex facts, and this can be applied to many professions other than being an entrepreneur. So studying not only law but other subjects that may be, or that is definitely one true value of studying it. and it may probably be ignored by, you know, a lot of people, but you someday find it. This is very valuable experience.
Yeah, yeah. So on this score, right? I mean, I want to ask a bit personal questions. Do you mind, Ivan? Sorry, Hugo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, normally kids. I mean, when you study in undergrad, you know, you go to any field for yourself. You went into legal, and you complete your study, and then you came back. How did your family reacted to it?
I mean, one of the things that I'm grateful for is I have a really supportive family, because no matter what I do or what I think or which path that I head to, they will give advice to me, but ultimately they will give control to my own decision, you know, of my life. So they'll give advice or recommendation, but yeah, they'll support me, you know, anyway. So grateful, you know,
Right.
for having born in this family. Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Give advice or
Yeah. So I want to ask a little bit more on your relationship with Ivan as a mentor, right?
Yeah.
As a mentor,
Yeah.
what is beneficial or what advantage that you gain from having a mentor from like Ivan or Nanyang Angelz, Sam, together in this?
So the question to me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as you go along to, you know, an entrepreneurial life, there really is no one book that you can read and learn about the entrepreneurial, you know, journey. Yeah. So really talk to a lot of people from different backgrounds. Very, very important. Especially Ivan Yong has tremendous experience in entrepreneurship, business, and so on and so on. Especially some, you know, chemical knowledge that we can, you know, plug ourselves into this area, the common area. So Ivan has been really, you know, my very good mentor, and not only on my business life and journey, also, you know, the personal development as well. He's been very, very supportive, and yeah, yeah, it's a very good mentor to me. Yeah.
It's great.
Well,
Ivan, yeah, go ahead.
I must say that the mentee has also take a lot of initiative. I think that's very important as well.
Yeah.
Mentors are quite busy people, so the mentees are, you know, like Hugo is very proactive. He asks questions. He's not shy to ask, and that's very important. And like, for example, right, there are a lot of other people that we tell them you don't need investment, you need sales, and those people go away and never come back. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, because they're looking for money, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And Hugo is not that kind of person, and I think that's one of the big plus point that when people say may not. Okay, one of the thing I realize about young kids today is that when they get a negative answers, they think that people are not for them. That's not true. When they give you negative answers, because we may have experienced seeing something in front that you have not experienced before, so we give you an answer that is not what you want to hear. But you know, if you're humble enough to analyze it, we may not be right all the time, but analyze the answer and you think about it, and that's what Hugo did actually, and I really appreciate his kind of a spirit as well.
Right. Right. Talking about this, Ivan, I want to dig in this a little bit. Hugo, someone like Hugo, even like Eric, they're very young. They have less experience to go into entrepreneurship, right? So, what as a mentor, and you have a lot of mentees, Ivan, what do you see between potentials and experiences? What are these makeup or the right percentage balance for between these two parameters?
I think one thing is definitely the character, which I explained earlier, the personality and the character. Number one, humble, willing to learn, are willing to put their backs behind their words. They say, I'm going to do this, they'll do it, they kind of show you. I think there's three very critical things that we look at. Of course, like talent-wise, we rely on psychometric tools as well to help us get some answers of where their strength is. But, you know, at the end of the day, all of us invest in people. Right, and again, we rely a lot on the attitude and the character of the person. The skill set side, we are not too concerned about that because they can learn as they go, or they can get another co-founder that can help them, cover that part. I think what we really look at is the person at itself, how willing are they to learn, humble, and the same 4 things I said earlier. That's really more important to us. If in the end he doesn't become a startup, he goes back and join the law firm, I'm more than happy for him because he would have then experienced this and he realized, okay, this may not be what he wants. He go back to be a lawyer, and he may carve himself to be a lawyer who knows about the startup world. The kind of people thing that you can do, right? So if this doesn't turn out for Hugo, and Hugo decides he wants to go back with a lawyer, then he might be a lawyer that knows about the startup. He can help VCs. He can talk about IP lawyers. I mean, those are the kind of things that you can keep pivoting. So every experience is a good experience. Don't just say that, I don't want to do this, and I'll quit my studies and go straight to that. I think that would be a very waste of that particular experience that you can have in school.
Right. I want to ask Hugo. So tell us a bit more about DECOPLUS. What's happening in DECOPLUS now, and what are some of the future plans that you have?
Now DECOPLUS is mainly doing the special finished doors and wall cladding, and supplying to architects and builders and users, and mainly focusing on architectural projects. And now I'm forecasting will be expanded on my teams in the future. In the upcoming 2 years, I will be expanding at least my installation teams and the project managing team. So I'll see in these upcoming few years how it goes, and I'm happy to see the progress that I'm enjoying now. All this marketing payoff of this year and a half has been paying off, and now I'm realizing it. So yeah, I'll see, definitely.
Yeah. So in terms of that pandemic, right? During the pandemic situation, how does this impact DECOPLUS, and how do you plan to maybe any pivot or change your business model after this? Hugo?
I mean, the future plan of this are probably using collaborating with other connection, probably in the region of Malaysia, that we can absolutely do some trading business of the panel products such as special finished door and wall cladding. And we are also looking into opportunities to doing export to other countries, because digital marketing we're doing is aiming overseas. Also, we're doing some virtual exhibition kind of platform, to expose our products to all over the countries. So
Right.
I guess it will be next year that we'll start doing the overseas export campaign and see how it goes. Yeah.
You see, Caro, this is
Yeah.
what I mean by the action behind the passion. So I've been talking to Hugo, and you see, he's trying to do trading business with overseas markets because he cannot go there and do the installation himself. But he already started installing it in Hong Kong, so he knows the problem. He knows how you can do this. He knows how you can use his product. So if anybody do partner with him, he will have the knowledge on how to say, okay, I send you this coating that you customize to Malaysia, but this is the best way to coat it and things like that. And like the dog, I was just talking to Hugo the other day about how in the future families and homes will be very concerned about how the virus are, on the doorknob and things like that. And you know what Hugo done? He has done research. Copper is actually used before in the 1918 Spanish flu.
Yeah.
He's innovating again. So this is what I mean by action behind the passion. And I think these are the kind of qualities that will bring you far.
Right. Great. I mean, that's amazing that you picked that up. Like things like copper is good for that's why it was in those days most healthcare equipments are using copper because of that. Antibacterial or virus kind of what you call properties over there. So, all right. So, Nanyang Angelz denied funding, right? So, how do you fund your startups now?
You mean how did I find my startup now?
Yeah, how do you fund your startup now?
I'm actually finding it okay, but obviously there's a lot of room for improvement.
Mhm.
Like sometimes we made bad assumptions. It will hinder the progress, but when you look at the macro pictures, as long as we're leaping one step forward, then it will be fine. As long as you're not staying on the ground and doing nothing, then
Right.
I'm happy to seeing the progress now, and I will see also in the future.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carol,
So,
one word. He's funding it. He's funding it through sales.
oh yeah, definitely right. I mean, he must be
Yeah.
doing great. You see, behind you, actually, Hugo, there's some few things at the back. No, there's some very colorful. What are those stuff,
Oh yeah.
Hugo?
These are the wood coating sample actually.
Ah, all
Yeah,
right.
but there's not all of it.
Right.
But yeah, this background is our little showroom, to show some panel products to our customers, and sometimes they want to physically see it,
Yeah.
feel it, they want to touch it instead of just looking on our website. Although our business model or our sales funnel is mainly driven by digital marketing, but
Right.
yes, yeah, still a
Great.
physical product and samples is necessary.
Yeah, I went to your website, DECOPLUS,
Yeah.
Hugo, and there's one part of it show that you have some manufacturing partner in China. Can you maybe share with us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. We actually partnered with this manufacturer who mainly manufacturing doors and also wall cladding over the
Mm-hmm.
years. We're confident to show our customers, like, if they're happy, to visit our factory, to see
Mm-hmm.
how it looks like, and the capacity of their work, and the performance is very, very good, and the quality control is magnificent, and yeah, and we've been supplying a few projects in Hong Kong now with this strategic partner. Yeah.
Right, great. So I want to ask you something a little bit more personal. Once again, Hugo. Um, I mean, for someone like you, you studied and then you go into entrepreneurship. What are some of the twists and turns or mistake that you make along the way that you probably be happy to share with us for some lessons for the audience?
Well, again, I think making bad assumption is one of my key weaknesses as I go along this journey. I mean, if you look into the picture microly, we make a lot of bad mistakes, but sometimes I look at myself. What if I'm making a really big mistake in a macro? Like, for example, I pivoted my business from B2C to B2B. I wrongly assumed that B2C for this particular product is the way forward, but I was wrong because I wrongly assumed a lot of things that I didn't dig deep into. So doing a rigorous research and be so rigorous on your own decision making is very, very important throughout the journey. Wrongly assume things it happens to everyone,
Mhm.
but it is a matter of how you constantly review and adjust, and constantly do necessary pivoting on not only your business model, business idea, but a lot of little things about your decision making is very, very important.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing
Yeah.
that story. I want to ask you, as an entrepreneur, normally we have some role model we look up to, right? I mean, who are yours for yourself?
Oh, um, to be honest, Elon Musk is probably one of my models, and
Right.
actually, yeah, started with a humble life. I mean, his personal story probably a lot of people have heard about. Uh, he did a successful PayPal. He sold it, and now I mean, just only by recent months he has been realized the Tesla stock has been, you know, has has been showing some results which mark the successful event of the electric vehicle, his product, and the main thing is he has been doing it for almost 10 years. So not so it was really tremendous story to me. I mean, entrepreneur is all about, you know, how you can be persevered and believe in yourself. A lot of stockholder or shareholders was, you know, saying his idea was crazy and wrong, but now he's just you know, telling the world that he's doing okay. So Elon Musk is really a tremendous figure to me, and yeah, pretty much.
Right. Great. So for DECOPLUS itself, right? I mean, what's ahead of you that you see for the next 6 months post pandemic situation?
6 months.
Mm-hmm.
As I told Ivan, I mean, doing a project business is not very an easy task, because now I'm enjoying the orders and the sales that is been started from last year, because architect has to specifying products. It takes time for builders and the owners to accept the product. So it takes a lot of process, and it takes time to validate a project. So 6 months we're constantly doing our marketing efforts, and we'll still be doing it in the upcoming years, and see in which part of our business we need to adjust, and possibly to cut some unnecessary cost.
Right.
Business, yeah.
So for you as a youth, a young person, young entrepreneur tend to be very, very hardworking. So how do you chill out and relax, Hugo? Do you ever take a break?
Yeah, we yeah, because I also a basketball player, and I've been playing basketball for 20 something years. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So so I really like it. I go to the gym often. I chill out and go out with family. Yeah, Friday I'll not celebrate, but I'll chill out and talk to friends. So
Right.
this is how I gonna relax myself, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Also
it's a coincidence that one of my background is MJ. You know, is doing a slam dunk.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah,
interesting.
you should show it to us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on YouTube. You'll be able to see it. So, what position you play, Hugo, in basketball?
Power forward.
Power forward.
power-
Wow. That's great, man. You must be good at dribbling and doing a shooter, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still okay. Yeah, probably because I'm not tall enough to be a center. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, but
Yeah.
Hugo is very tall already.
No,
Ah.
Yeah, he's very tall.
but
He's good
not in the
looking and
basketball
tall.
world, unfortunately.
What's your height, Hugo?
Almost. It's actually 6 feet.
6.
Actually.
Okay, guys. It's quite tall. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. All right.
And he's an eligible bachelor, I suppose.
Oh, he is, right? Okay. Is that a promotion?
I just think that he's really a nice chap to be around with.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. I mean,
Same.
so for you, Hugo, what inspired you to wake up every morning and go and hit the office or go and see your clients? What inspire you?
I'm sorry, can you ask the question again? What inspired me?
What inspire you to go wake up every morning and grow DECOPLUS?
Yeah. It's just the, I mean, it's I believe every step that I make has a significant impact, but it's not very obvious to us. So the only thing I wake up and think about in the morning is, firstly, I'll be grateful that I'm actually, alive, and for limbs and do work, and secondly, I'm just grateful that I still have the energy and passion to build up my own assets, and however small the step it is, but I'm just constantly doing it and making lead to impact and improvement on the business now. I'm just so grateful. So it's the drive. It drives me every single morning is to build up the little pieces. I guess. Along the journey, and yeah.
And how long you want to do this? I mean, you Ivan said just now that he want to see you be successful, but even if you go to legal, he'll be happy. But for you, I see that you are very inspired by what you're doing. And how long do you want to spend time to develop DECOPLUS? Is there a deadline for you? Your thoughts, Hugo?
To me, I think, well, at least I'll set the target for 5 years. I mean, it should be a prominent business, at least in the architectural field, in 5 years. So it has to be a timeline and framework, and 5 years should be the time, and to set the time clock. 5 years.
5 years from now, yeah. So you have another 4 years to go?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. All right, Ivan, you have a question for Hugo?
No, I think I don't have a question for him, but now I think I have some comments. But you look at what Hugo is saying, right? How he knows how the architecture think, their decision making.
Yeah.
You just look at him. He took only 1.5 years to learn all those things, and learn that to learn the process and to get orders. I work with colleagues in multinational corporations, and after 2 years there, they still don't know what's the buying process and all that. So this is what I mean. You see, the putting the work behind the words. If I say this, I will do it and learn. I think these are the key to success. You think? You took 18 months. He can tell you like how this from B to C with no knowledge about architecture. When I first talked to him, he can tell you now what's the buying process, what are the things you need to do, and I think these are all what we call action behind the passion. And I need to commend you on that. I think he's done a wonderful job for himself.
Right. I mean, yeah, I could see, I could feel it. His passion doing this and his confidence doing this. This is so amazing, and I really hope the audience out there is inspired. And for yourself, Hugo, right? Can you share some parting words? We are almost at 4:50 now. Can you share some parting words, advice, or tips for graduates or students out there who wants to be an entrepreneur just like you?
Well, I will say talk to a lot of people, especially if you want to be an entrepreneur. Just don't be shy and afraid to, build more and more meaningful relationship to entrepreneur in whatever industry. Then you realize you will save a lot of time, because they will share their story to you, and then you will learn a lot about the industry that you cannot read on the books, or even can look onto the internet. So it's very, very important to network. Yeah, networking is very, very important. Yeah.
Networking, yeah. All right. So Ivan, few words from you. Yeah, please.
No, I think when I talk to you about getting young Hong Kongers or the people that work with to inspire the youth, I think Hugo is a very good example. of how you can actually pivot from your studies. You might like the studies, but you have to keep asking yourself that question. And again, his quality is that he's never shy to ask. He's humble, and and he's ready to put his back behind, and do the work. I think that's really the key to success for any youth out there. Don't be shy about it, but you have to put your work behind it, with your hard work.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's great, excellent. So Ivan, for those for audience that is listening, for Nanyang Angelz, if they wanted to contact you, Ivan, how does it work? Can you maybe?
Yep, we are. You can go to our website, which is www.nanyangangelz with a z.com, or you can send me an email, Ivan IVAN at nanyangangelz.com, and we try to respond to every single pitch that we have. We spend at least, we'll definitely go through your pitch, whatever you send to us, and we will try to talk to you, but no guarantee of investment, not all the time. But,
right. Thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead, Ivan. You want to say something?
I think what we really want is to have a journey together with you, and you can see us beyond just the money, but also the rest of the things that we come with. I think we also appreciate. We would like to do that together with you. So that's the last message I have. Yeah.
Right. Okay, guys, gentlemen, thank you so much once again to be with me in Dare to Imagine series. Let me just put this up. Sam Lee, kind enough to put this up just now. Thank you, Sam Lee, www.nanyangangelz.com, and email ivan@nanyangangelz.com. Right, thanks, Sam. So for Hugo, thanks so much to be with us in Dare to Imagine Ice Chat. Proud to host you and DECOPLUS. And Ivan, thank you so much once again from Nanyang Angelz. See you guys again.
See you guys. Bye,
so
Hugo.
everybody,
Take care, Carol.
you take care, keep in touch. Right, let's clap for you guys. All right, yeah, bye-bye. All right, so guys, that's Nanyang Angelz and DECOPLUS. Ivan, yeah. So if you be able to see me just now, you'll be able to listen from them about some tips and tricks, how they become what they are at DECOPLUS, special fittings, business based in Hong Kong, and Nanyang Angelz, an angel investment company headed by Ivan and also Sam Lee. Thank you so much, Sam Lee, for being a great co-host, assistant me being far away in Singapore. And what you can hear just now from Hugo is about to be an entrepreneur. He mentioned a few things. Some of the things he says about if you are students out there wanted to be an entrepreneur, talk to a lot of people, you will learn a lot. And he mentioned about being an entrepreneur, help him to be more creative. So if you think you are a creative person, entrepreneurship, startup, side hustle, definitely something that you wanted to work on. And if you are still studying, don't quit your study yet. Don't quit your study yet, because study, as what Hugo said just now, is still very, very key, because you will learn a number of skills that you will probably will take time to learn, and you'll be able to learn that in your studies, whether you study legal, business, finance, accounting, whatever, science, whatever. Just do that first, get your undergrad degree, complete your study, if you will, excel in it, so that you'll be able to have more opportunities after that. Because from my own personal experience, I can tell you that when you have a good undergrad, you excel in your life, at least in your undergrad studies, you have more opportunities, you have more doors opening up for you, and from there it's up to you how you want to treat those doors. So you need those doors, very important these days, because you'll be able to have more options in life. So with that, thank you so much. This is Cairo from Ice Chat in Dare to Imagine series, innovation, change, and entrepreneurship. Helping someone get back on their feet is good economics. I hope to see you again next week. We have someone special. I'll be with Dr. Oleg, a webinar next week, and on Thursday we have another doctor, a medical doctor next week, and his startup. What is his startup? What is it about? Where is he from? I'm going to tell you only next week. Follow us, like our page and our YouTube channel, Detail Leadership. Have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. See you again. Bye-bye.